Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a bit of a get ready with me, kind of a bit of a glow up, and I feel like I've not done a get ready with me for a little while now. The last one I did was at New Year, I believe. I think that was just kind of a New Year get ready with me to go nowhere. So I decided why not film another one today and let's get ready together. So it's going to be more of a natural everyday get ready with me. So I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get straight on with it. So lately I've been curling my hair literally every day, so I'm going to give it a bit of a break today. And it's kind of dried a little bit curly anyway, but I'm going to give it a little bit of a break today and kind of leave it natural. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm actually going to use this little headband that I've got here. I bought these quite a while ago, and I bought them literally for when I do my makeup, so I can have a headband to like push my hair out of the way. But I always forget to use them. And I'm actually going to use this new moisturiser that I've got from Alia Skin to actually moisturise my face. So this is the Native Berries Moisturiser. It's got kind of a rose smell to it, and it is really good. And I just want to moisturise my face before I apply any other products on. So I'm applying quite a generous amount. Because my skin has been so dry and it's just drinking this up. Now that's pretty much all applied and rubbed in. I'm going to use my primer. The one I'm going to be using is my Revolution Pro Matte Primer. This one is really good, and I feel like it actually makes my makeup look a lot nicer once I've actually applied it. So I'm just going to put a small amount of this on my hand. It's got a really soft texture and kind of, it leaves your face feeling kind of a bit dewy. I never actually thought that like primers were that good. I found a couple that I like, but I don't have that many that I'm actually a big fan of. Then I saw that thing on, I think it was Facebook or maybe YouTube. They put like foundation on orange, and then they put primer on an orange, then foundation. And then they wipe it off and you can see how much is still left like in the orange. You can see like its little holes. And I compared it to like the human skin, be like, this is just what it's like putting on your skin. And then it made me feel kind of gross not putting primers on first. Like, everyone has their own opinions, you guys can do that if you want to. And now ever since I've literally used a primer every time. So I've got this mango and passion fruit smoothie because I'm doing eating yellow foods for 24 hours. And all I can have is yellow things, so I'm just sipping this while I film. Now, for moisturiser and prime my face, I'm going to be using my favourite foundation. This is the one that I use every time. This is the NARS foundation. This is in the shade M1, and I just love this foundation. I think it applies so nicely. It's got really, really good coverage. I actually bought this about a year ago now, and it's lasted me the last year, but it's so good, but it is really expensive. So I do want to get another one after I run out, because I've got about a third maybe left, maybe just over a third. But when I run out I want to get another, but it is still quite expensive. But if you can see, if you guys can see out the coverage just from those little sponges I've put on, it is literally insane. Like, you can't even see my skin underneath. So it's really, really good foundation. I think it's a really good foundation as well for when I've tanned, because I think it matches my skin tone a lot better once I've tanned. Right, I'm going to blend this in now with a beauty blender. This is one of my favourite ones, and it was something like 79p from Home Bargains, I think. And it's so good, but I probably should clean it because it used to be like a light pink shade, like a pastel pink. So I really, really do need to clean it. I think beauty blenders is one of those things I always forget to clean, and like, it sounds and looks really gross the fact that I haven't. I just never get around to it. Like, I just never think to do it. So now that is all nicely blended into my skin, I'm now going to go in, I'm going to use my concealer. I'm going to go for my Kiko concealer today. I think this is a skin tone concealer in the shade 2. I do need to re-tan again today though. My tan didn't go the best. I've got like a line there. You can't see it as well on camera, thankfully. And then I did have like a big streak all down my arm there. Exfoliated a little bit in the shower today, so that's kind of faded a bit. But I am going to re-tan a bit tonight in the hope that it kind of makes it a bit more even coverage and looks a little bit nicer. I do really like doing tan videos, like I really enjoy them. This looks really dark on me right now, but it will blend in quite nicely. I really, really like my NARS foundation after I've tanned. Like, I think it blends into my face so nicely. And it's one of those foundations that just makes your skin look so even and so smooth and just kind of a bit more glowy as well. So I'm just going to take one of my smaller beauty blenders. I'm just going to use this one here because it's got kind of a small end to it there. And I'm just going to gently pat my concealer in. I quite like this concealer because it's got quite a contrast. Like, it actually, you can see that it's actually worked. Whereas some I've got that just kind of like come off your skin and just kind of go into your brush. I'm not gonna lie, it burns my eyes a little bit, does this one, but quite a lot of makeup products do make me burn. Like, I can feel it burning like here and here, but my skin is just so sensitive that anything like this will just burn. So I'm just blending this out. I love trying to get ready with me because I feel like I can just chat to you guys and it just feels more up close. I feel like I can just chat and have a catch up, and it's just a lot more of a chilled video compared to me like planning the video out. Like, I'm loving my YouTube series that I've got at the moment. If you guys haven't checked it out, I do have a YouTube series. It's about like how to create a YouTube channel and things like that. But I am really enjoying the series. The only problem is like it's so intense. Like, I don't know how people like content blog and other people that do just YouTube related content, I don't know how they do it because it's so intense. Like, it's so difficult, like sitting down and thinking, right, how exactly am I going to do this video, what exactly am I going to talk about, and I plan it out literally chapter by chapter, and I put so much work into the editing and everything like that. Like, my normal videos don't take as much editing as videos like that do, because my normal videos are me sitting down and talking to you guys about something, or me doing my makeup or things like that, so it's not as edited. Like, there's not as much that you can put into it as you can with videos like the YouTube related ones, because like I've constantly got like screen shares on my screen, I'm constantly doing like overlay text and things like that. It's like a lot of a different video, but I do think I've learned a lot from it. Like, I've learned a lot for myself and for my channel. So I'm now going to use this Rimmel powder here. This is the powder I've always used. My mum bought it for my 16th birthday, I think, and I just use it all the time. And I'm just applying this all over my face. It just helps me to look a little bit less oily. So I've just applied that. So now I'm going to use my baking powder. This is the Huda Beauty one in the shade Sugar Cookie. I was introduced this by Molly May when she just came out of Love Island. So I think she was introduced it by someone like Anna. And I love it. I've never gone back. I like to use a beauty blender to apply it with though. So I'm going to use the same beauty blender I used before. I'm just going to use the base of it instead. And I'm just going to apply this underneath my eyes. This is a really good one. I like to apply quite a lot under my eyes. I go and apply some and then I'll go back after I've done the rest of my face and apply a little bit more. This one I just think stays really well and it just does the job. The reason I like to use a beauty blender is because if I use a brush, I feel like it just goes everywhere. Whereas if I use a beauty blender, it's a lot more of a precise application. Like, I can choose where I'm applying it and it's just a lot easier to apply. So I'm just going to apply it a little bit more directly underneath my eyes just to make sure I've got all the areas I need covered. So I'm going to leave them underneath of my eyes, but I'm going to brush everything else off. So I want those to be baked for a little bit longer, but I'd like the rest of it to just be brushed off. And then while I'm waiting for that to do its thing, I'm going to go in with my brow gel and I'm going to kind of just fix my brows a little bit. I've actually recently been introduced to this brow gel and I really like it. So this is the St. Lux brow gel, and I've never really used a brow gel before, but I got this in a glossy box and I tried it out a couple of times in a couple of videos and I do really like it. So I like to just kind of like push my brows up a little bit, kind of like fluff them up in a way. And this is something I'd have never thought of doing, but I've seen a couple of other YouTubers do this in like beauty routines. I've tried it out on myself and I actually really like it. I think it really does just kind of make them look a little bit more full and just nicer and neater really. And then after I've fluffed them up, I kind of just stroke them into the position I want them to be in. I don't want there to be too much product on the brush either, because if I put too much product on, then it just literally, my eyebrows go hard, like they literally feel hard. So that's how my brow's looking now, and I'm going to go in and brush the rest of this baking powder off underneath my eyes, and now I'm going to move on to like the contour and that kind of side of things. So I'm just brushing the excess powder off here. I always end up poking myself in the eye with a brush. So that's pretty much brushed off now. I'm going to go in with my blush first. This is with the Patricia Bright palette. I'm going to use this shade here, which I really like. It's quite a delicate shade. And then I'm using this brush, which is the 204 buffing brush from Real Techniques, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this, just going from my cheek upwards a little bit. I think this kind of makes me look a little bit more awake, a little bit more alive and kind of a bit more rosy, but I don't want to be too much because I don't want to go overboard with it. So I did a makeup video recently where I did a Maid Marian look, which is actually a requested video, and I recreated like the Maid Marian from Robin Hood, and honestly the amount of blush I used in that video was actually ridiculous. So I'm now going to go in and do my contour. So the contour that I'm using today is the Roxy palette, and I'm going to be using a mixture of these two shades here, and the brush that I'm going to be using is this one, which is the Real Techniques sculpting brush. I'm just taking the lighter shade and just starting to apply it like just below my cheekbone. I'm just kind of putting it on. I'm not actually blending it out yet. I always feel like this side of my face the contour goes really well, and then when I'm doing this side of my face it just looks so dark and it never kind of goes well. I don't know if it's just a lighting in my room or something, but it just really annoys me. So I've started to apply that now, and then I'm going to put the excess all over the bottom of my chin, just kind of sculpt my face a bit more and make it look a bit more structured, and then put a little bit at the top of my forehead there. So now I'm going to go in with my highlight, and I'm actually, do you know what, I'm actually going to use a highlight from this palette. So I'm going to go in with this golden highlight here in the top right hand corner. So I don't actually use this one that much, but I do really like it, so I'm just going to go in with that one today. Got a really pretty glow to it, and it's really shimmery. I'm going to apply it a little bit to the end of my nose, and then again on the other side. I do quite like this brush as well. This is another Real Techniques. I do mostly go with Real Techniques for my brushes because I do quite like the quality and just everything about them. This one is the setting brush, so you're supposed to use a setting powder for it. I don't know if this actually does make an impact on my makeup, but I just feel like it works better for me as like a highlight brush. So now I've got my headband out, I'm going to go in and I'm going to start on my eyes now, and I'm just going to go in with my base. I'm going to use this matte primer again on my eyes, just to kind of give it a bit of a base and to kind of prime them a little bit. And I'm probably going to go in with a concealer over top of that as well, just to add a little bit more colour, to kind of like start them off with, to make the colours that I use on my eyes actually pop a little bit more. So now I've done that, I'm going to go in, I'm going to use my concealer. I'm going to use the same concealer as before for a bit of a base for my eyes, because I like how light the shade is. I'm just going to apply 4 dots, or 4 kind of patches. One there, one there, one there, and then one there. I'm going to do the same on my other eye as well. So I'm going to blend all this in. So now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow. I'm going for kind of like a nudie natural look today. I'm going in with my Identity palette. This one's from Beauty Bay, and it's got some really gorgeous shades in. I really like this one. And I'm just going to go for like more of the browns and the darker shades. Just kind of like to be more of a nude look today. I'm going for more of the darker shades. I can never be bothered to clean my brushes after I've done a makeup look. So I get to my next makeup look I want to do, and they're all like pink and purple and like completely the wrong colour I need them to be, and I really do need to clean them. So I'm going to go in first. So these have all got like base, transition, crease, liner, pop and highlight. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to use one of the base colours. I'm going to use base 2, and I'm just applying this to my crease, just being really gentle with it, and just kind of add a little bit of colour to start off with. So I'm now going to go in with one of the transition shades. I think I'm going to use 7, which is quite like a brown shade. It's quite a nice brown though. I'm just going to use this on the outer corner, like middle to the outer corner of my crease. And then the same on the other side. I don't know why, but I always feel like a lot of the browns I do look quite orange on camera. That's why I've gone for one of the more darker browns for this. And I always find that my eyes always take the longest out of my videos. Like my Get Ready With Me might end up being like 40 minutes. But then right at the end I'll have an extra 20 minutes just for me doing my eyeshadow. So I'm going to try like move it on a bit today, not take that long. So now that's pretty much all blended and on. I'm going to move on to one of the crease shades. I'm going to use shade 6, which is quite like an orangey maroony shade. I'm just going to apply this a little bit below the other one, and just kind of as a crease, and just do it all the way on my eyelid. But I've been having quite a strange variety of dreams lately, and I'm the kind of person, I don't really dream much, but I've been dreaming literally every single night. Like every single night I've had a dream. It's been so wild, like it's been so weird. Like I literally never dream, so I don't understand why I'm dreaming so much at the moment. Like it's just not me, I never do dream, and it's been literally every single night. It's just been crazy. And they've been the weirdest dreams as well. Like I had one about me being like locked in this room with like 12 people from work. And then we had to, and then the room just filled with water, and there was like loads of different tunnels, and we had to get from one side to the other, and people getting killed, and I was like, I'm just really wild. I don't even understand. It was just, yeah, it was a really weird one. Now I've applied that, I'm going to go over with the original one, which was the transition shade, which is the kind of brown shade, and I'm just going to kind of do that one like over the top of the other one, like a bit above it. So I'm getting a thinner brush for this. This is the 310, yeah, this is the 310 Essential Crease Brush. I feel like I'm always using this, like it's one of my favourite brushes to use. So I'm just getting a bit of that brown, I'm just kind of making that into more of a transition shade, so I'm just applying it a little bit above the other one, and I'm trying to do this with quite a light hand as well, because I don't want to end up going really dark with it and it end up being just like all over my eye. I'm just going to do the same on the other side. I'm just trying to gently buff it into where the eyeshadow ends and my kind of like skin begins in a way, even though I know it's already on my skin. But so instead I'm going for a bit more of a basic look, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. I'm just going to underline my eyes. I'm going to use the kind of brown shade in the middle, so it's the Crease 7, so it's between the two other shades that I've already used. I'm just going to slightly underline my eyes with that, and I don't want to go too overboard, so I'm just going to get any excess away. But I think it's kind of like a subtle, just a finish to the look really. And now I'm going to use one of the highlight shades, because I haven't actually used any of these shades before on my eyes. I've swatched a couple, but I've not actually used any of them yet. And I'm actually going to use a highlight brush for this. I'm just going to apply some of this to my brow bone there. And I actually really like that shade. I think it's really nice. It's really subtle and really pretty. Probably won't be able to see it as well on camera just because it is so subtle, but it's really delicate. That's one of the difficult things with YouTube, is that you've kind of got to sometimes go a bit overboard with the makeup to actually make it so you guys can actually see it. So I really do like that. I think it's a really pretty shade. I'm now going to go in, I'm going to use my finger for this because I don't think I've got a brush that's clean and small enough for this. But I'm going to use one next to it. It's kind of like a rose pink kind of shade, like a really delicate one. I'm just going to do the inner corner of my eyes with this. I'm going to use my trusty old Primark mascara, which is one of my favourite ones to go to. This one is the Amplified False Lash one, and it is so good. It's only £1 from Primark. I go on about it all the time. So I'm just going to apply a couple of coats of this to my lashes. So guys, that is pretty much it. That is my get ready with me. I just kind of wanted to do a bit of a natural everyday look, and I really enjoyed this, so I hope you guys have too. If you do want to see more content just like this, make sure to subscribe, give me a big thumbs up, and comment down below other videos you want to see, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys.